Okay, here everybody. We are so live. It is a late Friday evening. Once again, me, Dr. Earl, with Prince Idol. We are live here on my channel, and we got lots to talk about here. I know one of the things we want to talk about was more details into this crazy ass chick that Prince told us about a couple of nights ago on Music Maniacs. We got to get into more about her because you gave me more details soon after the show ended, and we got to
Yes,
dig
I
deep
did.
into it.
Yes,
I
I
know
did.
exactly. It's like we got to definitely dig into her there because this is unbelievable. For instance, but right now, before we do so, before we also want to get another situation with P. Diddy, what's going on with him at the moment. But first, before we do so, Ace Frehley, the original spaceman for Kiss, he died
Yes.
yesterday. He died yesterday at age 74. He was on life support at one of the nearby hospitals, apparently because of what it was called a brain bleed. And I guess what I understand, this was from the fall that he took, either
Well,
his home
they
studio,
say, Earl,
his home,
they
yeah,
come in threes. They come in threes. We also lost the late, great D'Angelo, too.
yeah, exactly. We lost D'Angelo. We lost actress Diane Keaton. We also lost, a couple others as well. Let me look it up. We lost, let's see here. We lost Ozzy Osbourne. We lost Hulk Hogan. And we also lost John Lodge of the Moody Blues. That was a surprise to me and a shock as well because I had a lot of Moody Blues records when I was growing up as a kid, On the Threshold of a Dream, In Search of the Lost Chord, To Our Children's. I mean, that was a big surprise and very shocked because, like I said, the Moody's were a good group and I was a big fan of their stuff there.
And it's really shocking because I was a huge fan of Kiss, so I know who he was. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley. It hit me really bad because I'm a huge fan of Kiss, so that really hit me. I had no idea. And you know what's funny? I mean, well, not funny. Well, you know what's Cra- yeah, I would say crazy. Excuse me, guys, for saying funny. You know what's crazy? We just talked about Kiss with YR on Music Maniacs this week. Remember about
Yes,
in Vegas,
exactly. Yes.
and then this happens. That blew my mind.
And the thing that gets me is the simple fact that you know, we did not know that he had to fall in this what is it, home studio or home or studio, whatever it was, one of those three. And we didn't know he had suffered this, but how massive was this fall that he took where he would develop this brain bleed that he had to be on life support? How big, well, how massive was this fall that he took? Because, I'm thinking when I think of a fall, I'm thinking maybe from some rooftop or something like that, or something from the garage or something like that there. But either way, it's like a big shock because, it's like, this makes the third of Kiss members who have passed away. The first was
Yeah,
drummer Eric Carr, who died in 1991. The second was one time guitarist Mark St. John, who played on the Animalized album and did a half tour with them before he had to bow out because of issues with his right hand. He died, if I remember, 2009, 2008, or 2007. I got to check once again. I don't know what it was that got him, but I do know that Eric Carr, it was cancer that he was going through at that time. So it was like a big shock to us. Now, I know a lot of radio stations have been playing a lot of Kiss tunes featuring mostly songs that was composed by Ace, co-composed by him. I know one of them, Ko Jin, was the one of them, without any question. That's like Ace's signature song there because he was known to drink a lot of times during those early years of Kiss's existence. But he wrote some other stuff as well. He had a solo career afterwards. He had Rock Soldiers, Into the Night. He had a cover version of ELO's Do Ya as well. He had trouble walking. I mean, he also did a what was it called, a, Kiss mini reunion where it was just him and Peter Chris going on tour together. And this was about a year before they got involved with the MTV Unplugged thing with Gene and Paul. And of course, soon afterwards, the original lineup would reform, play out, play all these sellout shows. One of them, Tiger Stadium, back in Detroit, Michigan, when that venue was still running, and many others. So I do not
It's
really
just
know. I just don't really. Now, the one thing I need to get clear was the beef that Gene and Paul had with Ace. I'm sure you
yeah.
remember this. You remember back around the early 2000s and up to his passing,
Yes, I do.
Gene, what Paul were saying a lot of smack about Ace, being, they just didn't want to work with him again because of the issues that he had with the past. Me and YR touched up on this a few times on our music show. In fact, there was this one situation where Ace had called in on Eddie Trunk's show, threatening to expose some shocking secrets about those two, and he was going to do that unless he
Hold on,
received
Earl.
a
Hold on.
what,
And,
what,
hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. I know I
what,
have one.
what, have what?
Okay, I did find it.
Find what? The article or
I did
something?
find it.
Did
Thank
find
God I
what?
still have it.
You have it? What?
And are we wearing it as in tribute to him?
All
I
right.
can't believe I still have this shirt. Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Hold on.
hmm,
It's only necessary to pay my respects. Let me turn my camera around. How am I going to do that here?
hmm.
Camera, turn it around. Where is it? Turn it around. Turn it around. There it is. There it is, Earl.
I see it. World Tour 77. Yep, promoting, I guess, the Love Gun album. And
Yeah, I remember that passed away. Was there he is right there.
that's him right there, the spaceman, the original spaceman, not Tommy Thayer, who would later take his place in the I guess, around 2009, 2007.
Oh, this breaks my heart, man. I'm so glad that I even have this shirt, man. I'm blessed. World
Now, was
Tour
that
77
now
Kiss.
is now is that shirt manufactured recently? Because I remember seeing a lot
I
of,
think so, yeah. That's the real
yeah,
deal too. That's a real Kiss shirt right here.
yeah, there's somebody. I mean, like, because probably a reissue, because I'm not too sure. I was a young kid at that time. I'm just now seeing all these shirts, tour from '77, tour from 1968 for Pink Floyd. It's like, I'm not too sure if they called it a tour around that period of time. The one I remember mostly was Led Zeppelin tour of the United States, 1977, with the Swan Song logo. I remember that was all over the place. I remember there was not one spot I would not see one or person, two persons wearing it. But going back to the situation, there was where there was one where Ace was about to reveal all these secrets about Gene and Paul that was going to damage their careers, and
Yeah.
he said all he wanted was some apologies from those two for the smack that he talked about him, saying he was a drunk again, he went back to drinking, he's lazy, blah blah blah. In fact, he called in on Eddie Drunk show saying that Paul contacted him on the phone and saying, "Go fuck yourself. I'm not apologizing." So now Ace, he never did reveal those secrets, so we never got to know what details that was so damaging to Gene and Paul's careers. I remember me and YR spoke about this a couple times in the past on
Yeah.
some of our music show episodes, but I don't get it. It's like In fact, right now, as this news broke out, those two were the ones keeping quiet at this moment. They haven't
Oh
yet.
wow.
And so far the only member of Kiss that sent it out their condolences was Tommy Thayer himself. He mentioned it on his Facebook page.
Oh
I'm,
wow.
all-
I didn't even
I'm
know that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly, exactly. In fact, everybody's been paying tribute to Kiss. A lot of Facebook pages like Rock and
I
Roll
know Sebastian
Experience.
Bach from Skid Row, lead singer, is he's heartbroken because he's the biggest Kiss fan of. I know he's just devastated.
Oh, no doubt. Yes, I remember he one time in an episode of MTV Cribs, he showed this thing he had in his freezer, actual Kiss blood that Gene Simmons spewed out during one of their performances. The actual cup that Gene had the blood in
Ew.
before. Yeah, exactly. And
What the
like
fuck
that's
is?
like a but then again, there are fans out there who are exactly like that. Like say, I remember this one story. This was on the Behind the Music TV series that ran on VH1 years ago.
Then again,
Some
I got a Motley Crue record with blood in it. Yeah. So
mm,
yeah.
that's true, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's true there. But then again, there are fans out there who would just take things a little bit too serious when it comes to fan appreciation. Like say there are fans out there who grab a lock of your hair and then keep it in this keep it in a vault as for keepsakes and stuff. Like this is actual string of hair from this singer that I pulled from the venue that he was singing at. Oh yeah, this is my keepsake. Yay! Oh yes, I was so obsessed with it. There are fans out there who are like that.
Yeah.
And
But Kiss was larger than life. Kiss was larger than life. Their stage performance was just the pyrotech. These guys, they they are the animators of rock and roll. Like with the face paint, with off the face paint, still Kiss was big, man. Kiss was the biggest thing going, bro. As they
yes,
said in the beginning of their shows, you best, you got the best.
the
Here's the
hottest
best.
band in the land,
Yes,
Kiss. Yep.
yes.
Exactly. And one thing about Kiss, there's no question that the amount of bands and artists that they influenced would be endless. Even country act Garth Brooks at one point, he even covered one of their songs, "Hard Luck Woman," for a Kiss tribute album ages ago. I know Anthrax did their cover version of the song "Parasite." I
You
remember
know,
hearing that on radio one time.
with the situation I'm in right now, I'm kind of afraid to play my favorite Kiss song because speaking of the chick, don't worry, guys, we're getting to the chick. I'm
Mhm,
actually afraid. This is gonna give Earl a good laugh. I'm
mhm.
afraid to play "Lick It Up" around her. You know what I mean, girl?
Really?
Lick
How? Why is
up.
that? If I oh man, I think we
I'm
got
afraid to play
let's
that
t-
song.
let's play it. Let's play it. Let's save it for later on because we got to dig deep into this crazy ass chick. That's for
Oh,
sure.
we can
But
play
go
it, but I ain't playing around her. You know what I mean by that. I ain't playing that song around her. Lick it up.
exactly.
Which, by the way, is one of my favorite Kiss songs. Look it up. And I Was Made for Loving You. Who can
Good
go wrong
song
with that
there.
song? That song is
Absolute great.
classic.
Oh yeah, that I know that song was an attempt to cash in on the disco trend about that time. Rod Stewart had "Do You Think I'm Sexy?" or like I think Bob Welch, the former member of Fleetwood Mac, he had this song called "Precious Love," which was a big hit on the radio around that time,
Yes.
1979.
Yes.
I mean, there was a lot of people trying to cash in on the disco song. Oh yeah, can't forget "Miss You" by the Rolling Stones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what's crazy? As Christmas, I didn't value it as much. I actually had Kiss, what was it? It was Candy, was the Pez, like the Pez little
Pez holder, yes, I know
candy.
the Pez candy holder,
Yeah,
yes.
I had the whole box set. I wish I would have cherished it, but I didn't. I sold it for something stupid.
Oh yeah, and
I didn't realize how
Lauren there
valuable that
says
was.
Beth by Kiss is one of her favorites.
Yes, yes. Shout out to Lorraine.
Lorraine,
Shout out to
yes.
Lorraine
What
in the
up,
chat.
girl?
We
Hey,
love
girl,
you.
if you're on Discord, feel free to join in. We'll definitely add you. Anyways,
Yes, Lorraine, don't
like,
be afraid. Don't be afraid. If
yes,
you want to
you're
join in,
welcome. We
please,
welcome a lot
please,
of
you're
people.
welcome.
In fact, we could welcome Farmouth Ken if he is interested. I doubt if he knows that we're
Yes, I
live
would
at the
love
moment
his
because he's
thoughts.
live on
I would
his
love his
channel with
thoughts
Dave
on
Rose.
kids.
Yes.
And we would
And
love your thoughts, Lorraine, on kids. Because I know you're a huge, he's a huge Paul Stanley. She loves Star Child.
yeah.
I mean, what woman doesn't? A woman loves Star Child.
No,
That was,
I think probably the best produced albums in the 70s to me was obviously Destroyer. Now, I have in my
yes.
collection right here, it's in my closet, an orange vinyl copy of Destroyer Resurrected. It was a kind of a remix version of that album with the original album cart that was supposed to use for the official release of Destroyer. In fact, the song "Sweet Pain" for that album features actually the one I have right now features Ace's original guitar solo. Because I
Oh,
guess a
wow.
solo on that track on the official version is probably by somebody else, or Ace redid it, or somehow. Remember, Kiss have been also known to have a lot of ghost players on their albums.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This was man. This is really a bummer, man. This is really not good, man. This is not good. Even
Man.
though they were a retired band, I did want to see them just. You never know if they wanted to gear up and just give one more show. But now we can't even see that because when the members are gone. So it's like, are we ever going to see Kiss perform if they wanted to come back and just perform? Even though they're retired, but you never can say never. But now it's a done deal. And it's really sad.
Well, what's even more sadder is that, as I mentioned previously, the issues between Ace, Peter, and Gene and Paul probably never got resolved,
And now it never
especially
will.
exactly because so many issues. I mean, like you listen to audio clips of Paul Stanley's book, Face the Music. He gives a lot of details about the drug drinking issues that both Peter and Ace went through during the 70s and how their attitudes had changed, the drama that they would help unload onto the rest of the band. In fact, it's no secret now that Peter was fired from the group because of a few incidents on stage that were unprofessional, according to Paul. And Ace would probably stood apart afterwards because I'm not too sure what the issue was. Maybe his drinking was taking over. He just lost interest in the band. It's just being overwhelmed with success, pressure, and everything else. And I guess so. He expressed it at years before, and Gene and Paul and Peter will say, please don't lead the band. Like if you want to do a solo record, go
And
right
this
ahead.
really hits me. This really hits me hard because
And that's where the
um,
solo albums came about. Say, hey, let's all of us do solo records. So there you go. Boom. All four
back
members did solo
when I
records.
was
Yes.
growing up,
Yeah.
Earl.
Yeah.
I never really shared this, but I'll share this with the viewers of Earl Brown's show. Back when my location was Atlanta, growing up as a kid, that's where I grew up. I wasn't born there, but that's where I was raised, and growing up, I used to walk to the library. I used to go to the library all the time. I used to read Paul Stanley's books. I used to read books about Kiss.
Hmm.
Um, Paul Stanley, aka Star Child. The demon, the monster, well, yeah, the demon, Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons.
I
Yeah.
used to I used to look up to him, man. I used to look up to that band way before, I had my fair share of different bands like, The Doors and whatnot. But Kiss really did it for me. It really made me want to be a musician more because Kiss's music was just that type of music I just loved. And I loved the wardrobe and the explosive pyrotechnics they did.
Yep.
And, but the main guy was,
Ace Frehley.
me, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, the entire band I just loved. And I had a lot of Kiss stuff as the shirts and a lot of Kiss memorabilia. I'm just now going through my stuff as you can see. And I'm crying now. I'm very emotional. But I do remember walking to the library, just reading um, all the books between the guys. And this really hurts me because this is like my childhood coming full circle. So I don't even know how to feel about it. I'm mixing emotions right now, as well as of losing D'Angelo. I'm just like I'm heartbroken, man. I'm really heartbroken, and I feel like how I felt when we lost Ozzy Osbourne. It's hitting me. It's hitting me. So I've suffered too much loss, guys. Too much loss. Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne. It's just like I can't catch a break, bro. The
All
world
right,
don't need to be losing legends right now. What I'm saying, the world does not need to be losing our legends.
I know. I mean, like, okay, here's the Kiss Resurrected album that I told you about. You see here,
Go
it's
ahead.
the original. This is the intended original cover for that album. It's a different background, as you can see here. Obviously, they went for a different drawing there or artwork. It gives out some details behind the remix of this album. The original car. The, this is the, of course, album cover that we know so well that it came out in its place. Details from producer Bob Ezrin, who did, I guess, the remix for this album. And of course, right here, let me show it to you. As you see, they went with the original Casablanca inner label on the vinyl album. Of course, with the Mercury logo as well, since they reissued. And voila, la, as you can see, orange vinyl, kind of matching the fire on the album cover, back and front.
Yeah.
hmm Right there. Interesting. Interesting, Seer. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And and
Excuse me, Earl. I'm sorry. I'm just
go,
having so many flashbacks of me jamming the Kiss. Wow, this really,
the first real
man,
solid time I've heard
this
it.
really
I've heard.
sucks.
I know it sucks, but now the first time I really heard of Kiss's music was back on the show called the Paul Lynde Halloween Special, and that was back around 1976 or 77. I'm not too sure which one it was. They did, I think, one of the songs they did was "King in the Nighttime World." That was a big treat for me. That's when you really first hear this sonic boom that Kiss would produce around that time. And of
Yes,
course,
yes.
years later, a couple years later, my sister would pick up Alive 2, which came out
Wow.
is around the 1978, and that's when we first heard the song. I took a listen to the album. That's where you first was introduced it to Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, Calling Dr. Love, Making Love, Love Gun, all those songs. And that's when I discovered other albums, like say The Destroyer on cassette, which I borrowed from a neighbor of mine. Also, let's not forget, I would discover a couple other Kiss albums. Now, it fits to say that the one that people still shy away from, but yet still regards as a cult status mode, would have to be Music from the Elder from 1981. I've heard that album all the way through a few times, and it's like, oh, whoa, they say this is different. Orchestra, songs about a hero boy being raised to be a hero, something like that. I, this was produced by Bob Ezra just as well. But the problem was they tried. Is it? Am I alone in thinking that they were trying to make their own wall like Pink Floyd did a year earlier? Remember how The Wall was multi successful for Pink Floyd back in 1980? That album was all over the Billboard charts that whole year. It's like it only dropped off number
Yeah.
one around the fall of 1980, but it was still on the
Right.
charts. I mean, that
Right.
record was everywhere, everywhere. It's like, wow. And I guess, Bob Ezrin was enjoying his success from that album because he co produced that whole record. And I guess in a way,
Earl,
yeah,
make sure you get YR on the call if you can, if he's available. 'Cause we would love to get his thoughts. He's a big Kiss fan himself too. YR
right
is
there.
huge on Kiss.
Well, here's the thing. Well, we were talking about, I need to bring this up there, and Paul 3, if he was around, he could definitely gives an insight to this. There was one time there was one time that I always wanted to talk about some Kiss merchandise from 1985 that was reissued on the deluxe edition of their album Asylum. But however, Pop House Entertainment, who owns everything Kiss, name, logo, costumes, makeup designs, you name it, you know, logo, you name it, they issued out these T-shirts and it only had Gene and Paul on the front. I'm like, isn't that a disrespect to Bruce Kulick and Eric Carr, who played on that album and toured with them for years on down the line? I mean, come on. And while I was trying to bring this issue up, YR was like trying to interrupt me, talk about the new drummer for Guns N' Roses. I'm trying to,
Sure.
and he kept saying over and over, nobody cares about the 80s Kiss. Nobody cares about the 80s Kiss. It's like, excuse me? I'm sure there were a lot of diehard Kiss fans out there who did like the music that came out during that whole decade when they had the
Yeah.
makeup off. Even Paul III, who was on the show with us, he's like, let Earl talk about the Kiss merchandise. But YR kept interrupting all the time, all the time. And finally, I just threw my head earbuds down. I was so pissed off, I couldn't even speak no more. I wanted to boot him off the call for crying out loud.
If it wasn't for Kiss, we wouldn't even have bands like Guns N' Roses. What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah. In fact, at Kiss, we wouldn't have bands like Skid Row or any other hair metal band
Motley
around that
Crue,
time.
one of my
Motley
favorite
Crue,
bands. We wouldn't even have Motley Crue if it wasn't for Kiss. Because a lot of
exactly.
what Motley Crue did is a rip off of what Kiss did.
Yeah, when he first came out. In fact, I think in one interview, Gene said they took the makeup off so they didn't want to look like Motley Crue at one
Yeah.
point. So this is like a big thing here. Let me see if I can YR get a hold of YR. Me
Yeah, because
and
he was just talking about Kiss not too long ago, and this happens. This is crazy. We
okay,
just had a conversation about Kiss playing in Vegas, and now this happens.
okay. Join the call.
What a storm this was,
Join the
man,
show.
for us.
I know. Join the show. Okay, it said to join in on the call. Me and Prince are live right now. I messaged him on X. He also sent me a link on YouTube, to celebrating the life of Ace Frehley with Dale Torborg, the WCW wrestler who portrayed himself as the Demon, along with Vince Russo, the guy who originally came up with the idea for the Demon wrestler for WCW when he was running that ship.
I do remember that. I do remember that character. That was a weird character.
Memory character. But you know what? It was the most intriguing. And I remember they did the song God of Thunder when they performed at the end of Monday Nitro at one point, and that's when the demon came out and it was introduced. Fist bumping Gene Simmons, and yay. And he would go on to wrestle the likes of Vampiro. I guess he would go on to wrestle other people, I guess. I guess he's retired now, doing some other stuff. In fact, him and a girl named Christine who used to go under the name of Asia, spelled differently, of course. She was the WCW equivalent to China. And in fact, they're married right now. I guess they have a couple kids, if I'm correct.
Um,
All right, there. All right, there. So far, Wire hasn't responded yet. He's probably Betty by right now. He's got to get up in the morning. I guess he has a job. I'm not too sure. All right, so go ahead, give me a couple of seconds here. Go ahead and talk Prince more about Kiss and also the how you think Peter Chris is feeling at this moment because he was embroidered with some issues with Gina Paul in the past as well.
he's probably devastated. He's got to be devastated by this news.
I know because like I said, him and Ace were the ones who kind of like got screwed over by Gina Paul. Now I realize there were a lot of drama issues that those two had brought to the table, but at least I'm going to say this: they could have at least brought out Gene. I mean, excuse me, they could have at least brought out Peter and Ace for those final shows at Madison Square Garden back in 2023. They could have done
It
that.
does.
They could have brought them back, most definitely. Because what the hell? Many people were crying a foul when they put the makeup on both Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer as the spaceman and Catman. A lot of people were not happy about that situation. In fact, one of the people who were not keen on it was, of course, Eddie Trunk. He spoke against the idea, and that's probably one of the big reasons why, you know, Eddie Trunk is like on the no-go list on terms of paucity of whoever to talk to. I know Doc McGee, Kiss's old manager, he was warned by not to set up any interviews at Eddie Trump because he knew what he's going to be asking about. Why is Tommy, Tommy Thayer, and Eric Singer wearing the makeup designs that both Ace and Peter created themselves? Of course, they had to sell the rights to those makeup designs to Gene and Paul, obviously, because Miwar spoke about this previously. The kids want the kiss in the makeup. They only identify with the Star Child, the Demon, the Starman, or excuse me, the Spaceman, the Catman. That's the kiss they know and love very dearly. That's the kiss that they remember so well.
Because it popped out more. They stood out more. You know, with the long tongue and Paul Stanley with his beautiful singing with the ooh, ooh yeah, dun, like he stood out. He stood out. So
And not only, yeah,
that's why they became the
that's
franchise because those were the characters that stood out the most.
yeah, that's one that made the most influence.
Especially the demon. Like everyone loved the demon with that long tongue. That was the franchise of the whole band. The demon.
Oh gosh, yeah, Gene
I'm pretty
Simmons was
sure Gene got more attention than Paul Stanley did because I mean, when you think of Kiss, the first character you think of is the guy with the long tongue, you know, which
the
is Gene
demon,
Simmons.
yes. That's obviously the big one because Gene still definitely Gene his perspective, his approach, his business-like ideas, you know, like he definitely tended to stand out a little bit more than the rest of the band. I mean, let's not forget, Gene also starred in a few movies. Runaway with Tom
Yes, he did.
Selleck, and that was came out in 1984. And here's something else. Around that time,
Never
they
Too
had
Young to
the
Die with
exactly
Vanity and what's his name?
Trick or Treat. He was in an episode
Yep,
of Miami Vice as well.
yep.
Hmm. Yes,
John
I mean
Stamos, my bad. Yeah, John Stamos with Vanity, aka Denise Matthews. Vanity from Apollonia 6 with Prince. I love that
Vandy
movie. Never Too
Six.
Young to Die. That movie was great.
I said, here's something else. You know, one time I remember this story here. My own next door neighbor, who saw Kiss live back in 1984 when they played the Cobo Arena, he said that Gene Simmons had to wear a wig because he had to cut his hair because that movie role he did in the movie I mentioned, Runaway, with Tom Selleck and Cynthia Rhodes. I guess he
Man,
also, and let's not forget the other things he did as well. Simmons Records, which was a bag of money as its logo.
man. I
And
don't
what
know
did the
why.
acts?
It feels like it was just yesterday we were listening to Kiss, but we weren't. Like, man, this. I'm sorry, Earl, but this hits hard for me right now. This really hits hard, man. Man, I can't believe we lost a good legend in this. Never expected this to happen, Earl. I'm sorry, but never in a million years did I expect this to happen to us.
Wow, I know, but well, I guess
It's
right
like eating
now,
like bitter, it's like eating bitter grapes right now. I feel like I'm eating a bowl of really bitter grapes. I don't
drinking
like the
bitter
taste.
tears, I guess, or swallowing the
Yes, very
bitterest
bitter tears.
pill. Yeah, or swallowing that bitterest pill.
Yeah.
And I know right now, Gene and Paul, I think if they're going to keep quiet about this for how many weeks or how many days, then I guess the true feelings towards Ace will definitely be revealed because, as I stated earlier, we have yet to hear any condolences or tributes from neither of those two guys.
Wow.
Think about
So they
it.
haven't. They haven't even came out and addressed how they felt about him. Wow.
So,
Wow, the
yeah,
man passes away
let
and you
me
have nothing to say.
see if I can find let's see if I can find on a I'm on X right now. Let me go to Gene Simmons official page. Blah blah blah. Okay, let's see what we got here. Gene Simmons. Reposted. Repost. I don't think it's the original. So far, let's see what we got here. Let me try this again. Gene Simmons official. Okay. I'm looking for the blue check mark here. We got one right now. This is somebody that from earlier today. Says here, we are devastated by the passing of Ace Frehley. He was an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier during some of his most formative years,
Right,
foundational chapters of the band and its history. He is and will always be a part of Kiss's legacy.
right,
Our thoughts are with his wife Janine, his daughter Monique, and those who loved him, including our fans all around the world. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons of Kiss. Yep, and it's official. They did release a statement regarding the situation.
wow.
All right,
It's
so
really
once
out of
again,
shock, man.
Ace
This is
Frehley, the original spaceman and lead guitarist for Kiss, dead, 74 years old. He was on life support for a brain bleed that he suffered during a big fall he had back in last month. And now he's up with the stars right now, cruising around outer space,
I don't
literally.
think we're ever going to see Kiss or ever play after this. I mean, why should they play after
Mhm,
this? I don't think they're ever going to, we're ever going to see this band on stage ever again.
mhm. Uh, all
Even though
right,
they were a
there.
retired band, they still had a few more entertainment years left in them. But now, without their guitar player, it's just not going to sound the same. It's not going to be the same. It's just, yeah, man. I guess this is a quit for them. They can just,
And
be
here's
remembered
us.
for what they
And
did.
here's the X post from Tommy Thayer, who became the second spaceman in the starting in the early 2000s up to their very end. He said, "A legend who will never be forgotten. He inspired generations of guitarists, myself included, to chase greatness. It's been an honor to walk in his footsteps. His legacy will live forever.
Yes, most definitely.
Rest in peace, Ace."
Yes.
I think it probably will close this segment out though by I'll bet you by saying I know in a couple weeks ahead we'll probably get more details on what other health issues he was going through at that time because I remember hearing a report that he had someone had a stroke as well. I know there was a
Yeah.
cancellation of some of his shows. It was in the past, there was even YR even questioned his singing ability during one performance. Many people were speculating he was possibly drinking again because Ace was a big drinker during those years.
Right.
So so far no response from YR just yet. So far we'll probably get to it once again.
Right.
Probably on the next episode of Music Maniacs next week. Yeah.
But
But now,
man,
I want to get to this. I've been dying to get into this. This girl that you mentioned on the last episode of Music Maniacs. This
oh
looked like a
man, that
chick,
girl is
the
crazy,
crazy
man.
ass chick. Yeah, yeah. You give me
You
some
know, she got
detail.
kicked out
You
of. Yeah, what I meant to tell everyone, um, when we had that conversation, she went down to the casino, which the one close to Caesar's Palace. I forgot what it's called, but
Hmm.
Definitely got kicked out of Caesar's Palace, the casino.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know what she did, but
Hmm.
someone told me she went there and stood on the table, didn't have any panties on, and yeah, the security just got her out of there.
Right there.
And
Wow.
of course,
Just
Earl, she was drunk.
she was drunk. Now, did she drink a lot?
Yeah, she takes shots after shots after shots after shots after
Mhm.
shots.
So obviously
People
she's
don't
a big.
understand. If you keep taking a shot after shot, you're eventually gonna get drunk.
Mhm. Oh, we all know that, like, and I'm looking at this chick right now. She is like, she looks fine and all that. She got a septum piercing, like most of the girls nowadays have. And how old is she?
And
In
then
her 20s, I guess.
she's about 23 or 24 or 25, I believe.
And it's
Can't
just,
even
and this
remember
other
because I try
photo,
not to stay up.
and this other photo that she sent me is you and her doing a selfie in one of those round mirrors that you see at the parking garage.
Yeah, in the parking lot at some event. Oh, that's the Motley Crue concert. My bad.
I see there. Oh yeah.
Parking lot.
And
Parking lot.
shoot, now you gave a lot of details on the on that Music Maniacs episode, and you kept telling her that apparently she would not leave you alone a couple of times. Like she'd be hitting you up all
Yeah,
the time. Give us the full details on everything. Lay everything out there. I'm just dying to hear more about this chick.
because like when I was trying to do the show with you guys, she kept calling me. Oh, none of our other friends. Here's the thing:
Hmm.
our other friends, they don't like her because she's loud and rowdy when she gets drunk. And when you tell her to sit down, she's like, "Sit, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do." And it's like she starts yelling. Where some people want to gamble and have fun and just play the
Hmm.
games at the casino. You tell her to keep it down, or the security tell her to keep it down. She goes, "Fuck you! You can't be telling security guard, fuck you."
Oh, that's a bad idea. That's it. That you'll get kicked out right then and there.
That's what I'm saying. And she goes, "Well, if I'm kicking out," she'll point at someone who came with her. "If I'm kicking out, he's getting kicked out with me." I'm like, I look at the security like, I don't know her. I'm like, "Sir, you and your wife or you and your girl have to leave." I'm like, "I'm not with her. The fuck?"
And now that she went off. I'll bet you when you said that, she's probably going to go off on you afterwards for saying that.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Makes
think
a
she
whole
had,
scene. I'm like, that's just bull. That's bull.
now does she contact you a lot of times when she's not on the sauce?
Yes, because she wants to be on the sauce. That's what I'm saying. Like, you only contact me because you want to have a drink after drink after drink after drink.
You think she's kind of like
Now,
an
I'm
alcoholic?
in no position to tell someone what to do. Like, what I'm saying? You can't tell a grown lady no because that's just not your place to tell someone no who's grown.
Yeah, but then again, there are times where people get so out of control with the alcohol that they need somebody to step in and say, "Hey, take it easy, slow down on the booze, girl," because every time you get all sauced up on that stuff, you go
Well,
ballistic,
to
you
tell you the
start
truth,
getting evil,
guys,
you start to
I'm no
this, you do
person to
that.
tell someone stop, and I don't want to be the person to be enabler. So I do neither. I don't tell them to stop. I don't want to enable. I just don't want to be involved.
Yeah, but the thing, but however, my concern is, are you going to be the one that's going to have to bail her out of jail when she strikes a police officer while drunk as hell?
Don't even jinx me, Earl.
I'm not
Don't
jinxing. I'm just
even
saying,
keep that up.
because these are one of the risks you have to deal with when you hang with someone who is a heavy drinker, who likes to drink all the
Oh,
time.
let's get into what I told you. She said to me, bro. She
Mhm.
said, remember, I don't know if you still have the message when I told you. She told me if I help pay for her. Oh my God, that was. Oh my God. I don't even
Mhm.
know if we should announce that on the show, but I think we should leave that as exclusive.
I remember
But that
seeing that.
message was
Yes, yeah,
wild.
I saw that there. Like, I was
That
there
was
with.
wild what she told me.
I remember that's what
Hey,
she said.
YR jinxed me on that one. Thanks a lot, YR. He jinxed me on that one.
But nah, I don't think he
But she literally
jinxed you.
told me that, Earl. When she was drunk, she literally looked me in my eyes and told me, "Well, if you help me pay for my rent, I will."
She said that to you, help you help. she wants you to help her pay her rent
Yeah,
while she spends her money on the booze.
yeah.
And then the girl's got a alcohol issue without any question, and she probably should get some help. Does she have any other friends that she hangs around? Or yeah, that's right. You told
Burn
me
her
that
bridges.
they don't, her friends are
Everyone
like
told me she's
keep their
burned her
distance.
bridges, man. Everyone's told me she's crazy. She's a nutcase.
Now, is she a nutcase while on the booze or without the booze, or either way?
She seems sweet when she's like sober, but when she's on that liquor, man, you can definitely tell it's the liquor talking. Let alone smelling her breath.
I believe I smelled beer breath a couple times in the past. Not fun whatsoever. Not fun,
I
period.
had to take off my hoodie, Earl, just to cover her up. If she was just like, I mean, you can dance, but when she was dancing, like, I don't need to see, you know. So I was nice enough to give her my hoodie and told her,
Her
wrap this
twerking,
around your little,
her twerking all
yeah,
over the joint.
yeah, but she didn't have no what you call on underneath, and I was like, oh my god,
Underwear.
yeah. I'm like, what the
So,
fuck is wrong with
so
people
she
in
twerked.
Vegas?
Where should was she twerk? So she twerking in the garage or in this casino that you're in with no undies
Yeah,
on, showing her bare ass to everybody. And so, and I bet all
it's
the other
funny, but
guys are getting all
it's
hot and
it's
horny
sad.
while watching this.
The thing is, they like when she does it, but then she would turn
Of
around
course, you're gonna
because
like it.
she's so
What?
drunk.
Only, only a only a gay
Here's
ass.
here's the hang up. You ready for the hang up? You ready, guys? Here's the biggest hang up I ever seen in my life. Oh, here's this cute girl twerking, no drawers on, and then next you know when she turns around, ugh, there's vomits everywhere,
Oh my.
all over the table, all over the floor. People backing up,
So,
trying to make sure it
oh
doesn't get
my
on them.
gosh. Was this one of them craps tables that she did this on? Or was it just a regular
Yes, it
table?
was actual. It was a table where they were playing like actual poker cards, like they were playing cards, and she gets on there and just
Just what
she's
all over the
banned. She's
place.
banned from Caesar's Palace, from what I know. She is banned from Caesar's Palace.
Oh, oh,
Banned.
oh, oh. Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
how the fuck do you get banned from Caesar's Palace?
Well, she provided one answer, that's for sure. Other than cheating, I can
Like
imagine
one of my
this. You know,
friends,
twerk, twerk,
he
twerk
was
my
like,
ass, twerk my
bro,
ass,
she
and
got banned because she threw up on the fucking table in Caesar's Palace. I was like, nah way. And one of the security guards told me his name is Mr. Rodriguez. He was like, Rodriguez, like, no, she's banned. The security guard named Rodriguez, the old guy, he said, yeah, she's banned. She's banned.
and Lauren, little Lauren in the chat is wondering, what are you talking about? We're talking about this supposed gal pal that Prince Idol knows, who is a
The
absolute
chick I told
booze
you about,
head,
Laureen, and when I went to Vegas, that chick, she knows what I'm talking about. The chick I told you about in Vegas, that chick was crazy.
the Fruit Loop. Gosh, I think what it is that many people drink a lot because deep down it brings out the person that they want to be inside. Because usually these are the people who probably shy, afraid to talk to people, or suffered some sort of a trauma in their childhood that kept them, like isolated. And I guess the alcohol is their only way to bring that person they want to be out in the open. I mean, I
She's
remember,
banned from all the popular ones too, like the like the 5-star casinos that are in
mhm,
Vegas, like the popular
oh,
ones, banned.
mm,
Those are the ones that serve the best drinks too.
oh boy. So
But she can go to
obviously,
all the nightclubs. She can go to like all the nightclubs, like all the clubs where you can dance and have fun. She's allowed
where
in
they
there. But
play top 40
anytime,
music and rap booty music, like a crunk music on
yeah.
Little John,
But
Yin
if
Yang
it's the
Twins.
fancy casinos, no. She's literally like blackballed. Like they know about her
But then
or
again,
report
Mike,
around.
obviously, because of what she did, I can imagine all the people who are playing poker
Apparently,
calmly cool.
not
And
to cut
all of
you
a
off,
sudden,
Earl.
here comes
Apparently,
this big gallon of barf
if you get banned
right
out of
on
Caesar's
their
Palace,
cards.
apparently I was told if you get banned out of Caesar's Palace, word gets around fast.
Hmm. Yep, exactly. And now
Because
she's
I'm
made
still
her mark.
scratching my head like, Earl, how the fuck do you get banned out of Caesar's fucking palace? How the fuck is that even possible?
Well, we know, well, like I said, there's two possible options. One, you get caught cheating on the tables while gambling. We've seen many and many stories of that going down. Or you did what this crazy chick did, barf on the poker table.
I ain't gonna lie, that was wild when I saw that. I wish I would have recorded it. That was shit wild.
I'm not. Believe me, like I said, that's like I can imagine this girl like twerking my ass, show my pussy to every other guy around there, throwing some dollar bills at me. Oh, let me get on this table. Oh, baby, I'm twerking my ass up, and all of a sudden, all over the poker table while everybody's trying to gamble their asses off, dude. I
And
think
then she yells out when that happened. It happened on like on a Wednesday, bro. She
Mhm.
yells out when security grabbed her, Mr. Rodriguez, security guard. When he grabbed her, you know what she yelled out?
What?
Where's Prince? Where's Prince? I'm like, the fuck?
She called you for help, man. She came with you, and now she wants you to leave with her.
I was
I
like,
would
she
have
was
been.
yelling, where's
I just.
Prince?
I'd be running away, saying, "I don't know her. Sorry, no, she got to deal with her own shit, her
I
own
went to the
self." Beam, bam,
bathroom. I've been
boom.
hiding in the bathroom, bro. I had to hide in the bathroom. And
Gosh,
when the cops showed up, bro, I was gone. Like I was out that casino as fast as possible. I
you
had
were
to
like,
run
you
outside to
were
the
like,
strip.
dude, you were like, fuck this bitch. She let her deal with her own bullshit. I'm gone. I'm off to the nearby bar, bar and grill, drinking my ass off. No, I'm not going to do that because of what this crazy
On that
bitch did.
same night, I went to this is my like fourth show. I'm probably gonna go again.
Hmm.
This is my fourth show. On that
Hmm.
same Wednesday night when the police showed up, you know where I went?
Hmm.
I went down to Hollywood. What is it? Planet Hollywood,
Planet
where they have
Hollywood,
Chris
yes.
Angel's. Yes, I went down to Planet
Yeah,
Hollywood.
I
To get a
saw the
ticket to go
photo
see
you.
Chris
I
Angel
saw the
again.
selfie you did with him on your Facebook there.
Thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
I love Chris.
Nice. Yeah.
I love
Yes.
Chris Angels. So
Yes.
I keep
And
I keep going to see him because it's one of my favorite shows. I love the Mind Freak.
yeah, yes. And I remember that TV show when it was on the A&E channel. Now, you went and saw Chris Angel. Was she with you?
Hell no, but when I left that
Thank
show,
goodness, because I'm sure the last
I
thing
was
Chris
told she
Angel
was
needs,
looking for me.
I know, I'm sure the mind freak, the last thing the mind freak would want to deal with is a vomit freak. That's for sure.
And I was like, oh my God, tell me why when I was walking back to, our apartment place, I found her sleeping outside of her actual patio door, right? Drunk.
Oh my gosh. Somebody should probably have walked all home and probably just reached her place and just zonked out right there, fell asleep. And probably in the morning when she woke up, she had no absolute memory of what happened the
Exactly.
night before. Yep. I gotta
Now
tell
I
you
was
this.
there was one time, the first time I met her, I was nice enough to even pick this girl up, carry her over my shoulder all the way up the stairs to my apartment. Literally, she carries her key around her neck, and I literally opened up the apartment door, left her on the couch, and left.
Mhm.
And then she comes and tells me, "Oh, I had fun last night." And I said, "Yeah, you did." She said, "Did you have fun?" I go, "No, I didn't." She
Because
gets
it
mad
just,
at me because, "Why didn't you have fun?" Oh, that's right. I didn't have fun because I had to babysit your ass.
yeah, it's not fun dealing with a gal pal, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband who goes bonkers whatever they drink. I mean, we've seen that happen many times before. Which, by the way, me, I was going to tell you the story. This one girl back in Detroit, like kind of like had a thing for me. But however, whenever I saw her, she was all boozed up on something. Now, she would call me at my old restaurant job, which I was working at that time, asking me what happened the night before. And it's like, you don't remember what happened? Um, she approaches me. I could tell she was drunk or something at the Leon City Club, asking for my number, and she was interested in me. She kept saying that she wanted to take me to a motel and seduce me.
Yeah.
we went to this gothic coffee house soon afterwards where we made out and such, and but and of course, the problem was every time I saw her, she was drinking all the time. She was drunk. She was plastered. And when she was plastered, she would not vomit like this chick that you talked about would do. But however, she got all loopy, walk around in the haze and stuff, sit down hard on benches, chairs, tables, blah, blah, blah. In fact, when it got to my girlfriend, Nancy, the one who's no longer with us, I told her all about this chick because someone that we both knew introduced me to this drink boozaholic. And it's like, okay, how you doing? It's like, okay, this is most
Oh
interesting. I don't think
shit.
she's not,
Speak
she
of
was,
the devil.
yep,
My friend Jeremiah just texted me and said she's out right now at the Pink Flamingo in Vegas. She's at the Pink Flamingo. I was like, oh, here we go.
no boy.
And
Oh
he
boy.
just texted me. She asked about you, Prince. I'm like, oh, fuck.
So I
Earl
bet,
starts early because it's Friday night. It's Friday night. You already know she's gonna be out at the Pink Flamingo. That's her favorite place to go to now. She's
the
not banned
pink
from the Pink
flamingo.
Flamingo.
Wow. So
It's
shit.
not even. It's not even a. It seems like a mini. It's like one of those pugs, like a mini like bar,
Mm,
and they have
shit,
like a lot of pink, drinks. And she goes down
pink
there and she
drinks.
takes shot after shot. That's how she starts
Let
her
me
night.
guess. What
She
did the
goes down
shot?
there
Let
and
me
takes a
guess.
shot.
What did the shot say they have is called pink pussy? Correct.
How did you know that? That's
Yes,
crazy.
because I tried it a couple times when I used to go to the Emerald Theater on Friday nights in Mount Clemens when I was still in Michigan in the early
Do you
2000s.
still go to the strip in Florida? You
I
go to the
never been.
castle?
You know what? Actually, yeah, this castle, yes, exactly. In fact, I'm there every Saturday night, and no, it's not a strip joint.
Wow, 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 wow.
It never was. It was a club with no
You know,
restrictions. Of course, you can't get a BJ at the in the middle of the dance floor. Obviously, that's not allowed. But either way, you're like, and
my friend Esau and Joshua and Jacob keep telling me, you like it when that they keep calling her Amy. Her name is not Amy, but they call her Amy because she looks like Amy Winehouse, as you can see. They say,
yeah,
you like it
more
when
like a
Amy gives
Latin
you a lap
version.
dance.
Yeah, it's more like a Latin version, I guess you would say here. Only Amy
Yeah,
Winehouse,
she looks exactly like Amy Winehouse, like a young Amy Winehouse.
of course, without the septum piercing, obviously, which I zoomed in on and noticed.
Yeah,
Do all the girls around the
I
Vegas
started
area
calling
have
her
a
Amy.
Do all the girls around the area that you're around have septum piercings as well as most of them that I see down here?
Yes, tattoos and yeah, all these tattoos and some are like escorts, if you know what I mean. Some do
Yeah.
like stripping, dancing, and exotic shit.
But don't you think if a girl has a severe flu or a severe head cold and she blows and she sneezes, all the boogers are dripping from her septum piercing. Don't you think that's
Oh, that's her name. That's
yeah,
her name.
what septum
I just got
piercing?
it. I just got it. Her name
Hmm.
is Amber.
Ah,
Her name is Amber.
Amber Winehouse, I guess.
But they call her Amy Wine. No, I call her Amy Wine. I know I said she looks like Amy Winehouse, but her actual name is Amber. My friend keeps telling her name is Amber,
See.
right? But I said, but we nickname her Amy Winehouse because she wears her hair like that, like Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No,
talking
the
about?
diff
You know how Amy
Yes,
Winehouse
I
has
remember
that little
was. Yeah. Well, Amy Winehouse was a
hairstyle?
lot more slimmer than this girl here that you're talking about. Because
Yeah,
I saw the two photos. She's more like is she kind of Latin in a way?
I don't know. She's like to me, honestly, she's like a personality wise, no drunk wise, Amy Winehouse, but
Mm,
sober wise, I would say Demi Lovato.
mm. So she's
Like
Demi
normal,
Lovato
she's
when
like a
she's sober, Amy
yeah,
Winehouse when she's boozed up. Okay, so that's
yes,
interesting.
yes. Like
I
she's like
see
Amy
them.
Winehouse yelling. Like you know how Amy Winehouse is. Like if Amy Winehouse, well, she was on crack, but that's basically what I'm saying. It's like she has crack in her, but she's not cracked up. She's drunk.
Hmm.
It's like if you ever seen Amy Winehouse have a nervous breakdown yelling,
No, I never
that's what she
really
reminded me
heard.
of.
I never listened to Amy Winehouse, to be honest. There, I only heard that one song, "Rehab," and that was it. Then the only thing I heard about her was this marriage to this one guy there, her drug issues, substance issues here, and then boom, we find out she's dead. Boom.
You know what she calls me, Earl? I
What?
gotta tell YR this shit. When I'm in either the Pink Flamingo or the Caesar's Palace or just any club where she's
Mhm.
nearby,
Yeah.
this bitch wants to call me Puddin'.
Pudding?
Yeah,
Like
like Harley
Harley
Quinn calling
Quinn
Joker.
called the
Yeah,
Joker, yes, pudding. Sounds like she may have a thing for you, I guess, in a ways.
yeah, she does. She does. Because
Yes,
I'm her neighbor.
well, if she was sober, would you go out with her?
Yeah, but she doesn't know how to
Tell her that.
maintain.
Tell her that. Say, hey, if you want this, baby, quit the booze. Enough said. Because when you're on the sauce, you're out of control. You're all over the place, literally.
And you always get arrested.
Yes. And I don't have the money to keep bailing your dumb ass out. If you want a relationship with this girl, then
Oh,
you got to lay
I
down
don't
the
bail her
line.
out. Esau does.
Who
My
does?
boy Esau. He's been doing
Well,
it way before I
well,
moved out there.
tell him to
Esau.
tell her that. Because I'm sure Mr. Esau doesn't want to put up with the bailing her ass out.
He's basically our landlord.
Mm.
He's a good
So
kid.
your landlord
Esau's a
has a
good kid.
thing for Miss Amy here.
No, he just feels sorry for her because his sister actually usually used to be friends with her before.
Hmm.
Like Miss Amy Winehouse stole money from his sister for booze.
Hmm.
That's what happened between them. She stole her best friend's money to go to the club, and you can't be doing that. Come on now, you can't be stealing money to buy booze.
Ah, I see there.
And
S-
Esau always tells me, watch out for her because she'll steal from you, buddy, just to have booze. She'll steal.
mhm.
He always tells me, keep your wallet or any cash on you, buddy, because
I
that
see
girl, if
there.
she sees cash, she'll steal you. She'll steal.
All right there. Hmm. So it looks like to
I'm
me, I
glad you don't
guess.
know her, Earl. I'm glad you don't
Yes.
know her, Earl. She'll probably sneak your wallet out your pocket, just hugging you.
Yeah, so she is like that as well, I guess.
Yeah, but she never stole from me. Thank God.
You know,
She probably thinks I'll probably beat her or something.
I don't know. It just sounds like the girl has a lot of issues, and she's got a drinking issue. I'm not too sure what it's caused by, either to fit in or to be with the others. Because sometimes I remember I discussing this before. It's like we used to see all these beer commercials in the '80s portraying drinking as exciting, fun, having fun with friends. Being with your girlfriend on the weekend night, and it's like some people take that to heart. And plus, people feel they need to drink in order to have a good time.
Well,
Because, like I said,
sources
it
tell
brings out.
me,
Mhm,
I'm not going to accuse her of it, but
mhm,
sources told me when I first came out here, sources allegedly, I'll say that allegedly,
mhm,
they said, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not going to look into it. I'm not going to ask her questions about it, but allegedly
mhm,
coming from Ashley, her friend Esau's sister,
mhm.
she used to be a dancer in Vegas. Mrs.
Sh-
Amy Winehouse Amber used to be dancing. So
I
I think she
see
got
there.
fired and then she went to a depression. And then,
Mm,
yeah, I was told she got fired for being a dancer, went into a deep depression. And that's how the whole drinking thing started because she was depressed from
oh,
being
really?
fired.
So drinking was the solution to solving all those issues.
Yeah. And it's how
You know what? A lot of, you know what? It's
it's
interesting.
interesting.
What
But
out
yet she
there?
got
Say,
friends and family that help her with her rent. But now she meets me and she thinks I'm going to be the one to pay her
taking
rent.
care
I'm
of
like,
her.
no.
No, I'm sorry, that doesn't work like that. Sorry, sorry, it doesn't work. Mm-mm. No, it doesn't work like that, man.
I mean, yes, I'm your neighbor from like right next door, but you're not gonna get your neighbor. Basically, what Esau said, she'll fuck you if you pay her rent.
Oh my gosh, that's stupid. Yeah, but the thing is, if she's suggesting that, that's telling you right there, she's going to use the money that she has for the booze to get drunk some more when she goes out.
Or basically, I don't know. She's gonna use my money to pay for the rent, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what she does with the money. Actually, I don't know.
You know what, Prince? You need to put her foot down and get your landlord on this as well. You got to say to her, hey, you got yourself in too much trouble already. You got banned from every casino. You barfed on the poker table. You were twerking your ass with no undies on. You need to lay off the booze. You need to let
I
go of
mean,
brother
I
booze.
send you the picture. You see how she dresses, right? That's what
Yes,
she wears. The gloves.
provocatively, yes, obviously, to get attention. This woman's probably
It's crazy. This
she's
girl.
issues she has that causes her to drink. She needs to work on that, but she needs to realize that firsthand and hope it be soon because we don't want to wait till the last minute before she ends up in jail after assaulting a heinous crime, whether it's attacking a police officer or attacking this boy or this girl there. Like she needs to work on that issue because something's going to go down if she continues this path. Bottom line.
But man, I'm like, you know me. I'm a nice person. I've always been that way. But my friend Joshua, who's like, my roommate actually,
Mhm.
you know, he thinks it's so funny. He goes, dude, I seen you carry this girl back. I said, yeah, we all live in the same fucking complex, bro. We all live in the same apartment area. I don't want to leave her out in the middle of the street because you never know what can happen. You don't know if she can get raped or, you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking out. He said, you don't have to carry her back home. You know that, right? I said,
Mhm.
dude, she can easily get raped or something would happen to her. You can't trust people, not in Vegas, of all places.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I said, I'm new out here and I'm just trying to look out for this girl. He said, the
Mhm.
more you look out for her, the more she's going to get attached to you, dumbass.
Exactly. You don't want to do that. Come on. You got to stop this,
She,
girl. You need to
they
stop
told me she's
because
like a
God knows.
stray cat. She's like a cat.
Mhm.
She's like a wild dog. They even told me you'll probably get ticks from her or something.
Get what do you get from her again? Hicks or
Yeah,
tick?
ticks. You probably
Ah,
might. She's like a. They told me she's like a leash. She'll leech onto you, man. I'm telling you.
but you know what? You know what? I think it's sort of best for her to get some help for this ahead of time before something happens big time where she's unable to dig herself out of.
And she
She needs
also does the most wildest shit I've ever seen a female do. I see why she doesn't wear no drawers. She doesn't go to the bathroom. She'll literally go somewhere in a bush and pee, like squat down and piss. I
Oh,
was like,
that's kind of normal with for girls if they're out in the woods.
no, she's like she'll literally like when you can be walking the strip. This girl be so drunk. She goes, I gotta pee. I gotta pee. And literally out in public, just squats and fucking piss where everyone can see it.
Oh
I'm like,
gosh.
yo, she is drunk as hell. For you to sit there and squat and piss out in public, walking the strip, the fuck?
Oh
And
man.
no one says anything. No one says anything. And the police are never around when she does it. That's what's crazy. The police are
Really?
never
That's
around.
if you figure all these cops to be all over the strip there, checking on, make sure there's no fights, no bar fights, and everything else, and they're ignoring this woman taking a leak right out in the street, out in the open, for everybody to see.
And the thing is, she's not even from Las Vegas. She was born and raised in Chicago. In Chicago, I was like, that
Mhm.
explains it.
Uh, I don't know
She's
how
from
Chicago
Chicago.
is. I don't know how it is in Chicago in terms to people getting boozed up and acting a fool. But I remember seeing so many people when they get drunk, they act absolutely retarded.
And the sad part is, Earl, I don't have to, but I literally argue with this chick at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock at night, because the strips are always open. She'll be
Hmm.
in her apartment yelling, I'm so miserable. I want to go out. I want to go out.
That's the
I'm yelling at
excuse
her,
to drink.
stay fucking inside. I say, if you go out there, you're going to go to jail. I yell at her, like, you're going to go to jail, Amber. Stay inside. She goes, I'm dressed up. I'm teased up. I'm ready to go out. And she goes,
You
are
know,
you coming, Prince? No, I'm not going out at 11 o'clock. I'm not going to a fucking bar.
mhm.
I want to go in bed and go to sleep.
Yeah, I got working the next morning, bitch. Come on, leave me alone. Drink on the stay home and drink. But I want to be out in the public. Blah blah blah. Dude, you know
And
what?
then
I'm
I
gonna.
remember Joshua that got into actual physical fight with her. She started hitting him. He was trying to like keep her inside, like, force her back inside because he's like, I'm not going to let you go out there because you're going to go to jail. And then Esau, he wasn't even in Vegas. He went out of town. So the guy who bailed her out, he's nowhere to be found sometimes. And I'm
Wow,
not bailing her out. I'm not doing it.
wow.
Because I don't know what her fee would be. Like, I don't know what her bond fee would be. I don't know. So I'm
It's
not
going to be
spending
high
money to
no
bail
matter
her out.
what. It's going to be high no matter what. But you know what?
And my friends said, depending on what she did, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? The best thing to do right now is tell her this. I'll be your friend. I'll be your homeboy. But next time you get boozed up, next time you do all the stupid shit that you've done in the past, next time you get busted, tossed into jail, I cannot help you. You're on your own. Let this be a lesson for you not to get so fucking plastered slosh like you keep been. Like you've been doing for God knows how long. I'm losing control of what I'm saying here. My apologies, everybody. My fumbling with my
The
words.
first time I met her, like I said, like last year when I first met her, around last year, I think it was. No, like when was it? Weeks after I left Meet Maniacs with you and Paul Three. Um, I remember Esau carrying her at the club. I thought he was the luckiest guy in the world because, like I said, carrying this girl while wearing no panties and having her over your shoulder with her butt in your face, you would think that's the best thing in the world until you're
Mhm,
doing it.
mhm. Well, this girl needs help,
Yeah, I
man.
got
That's all I
throw
have
up
to
all
say.
over. See, I thought, okay, I'll carry her. But the worst thing about it is, Earl, she
If
threw up
you're,
on my back.
oh, dude, oh, man,
And guess what
oh,
Joshua said? This is
oh
what
my
Mr. Joshua
God,
said, my boy Josh.
oh
He says me
man,
carrying her,
oh man,
shaking her
oh
stomach. So
man,
of course she's gonna go. Bleh.
oh, dude,
So I'm carrying her
oh,
all the way
I
back to
bet
the
you were
apartment
pissed when
with
she did
vomit
that
all
to
over
you,
my back,
man.
bro.
You were pissed, I'll bet you.
And guess what shirt I was wearing? You
A
ready for
Kiss
this?
shirt.
I was wearing my Motley Crue shirt,
Oh man.
and I got vomit all over the back of that shirt.
Oh man. Did you get rid of the shirt? Hopefully.
Yes, it was my Dr.
Oh,
Feelgood shirt.
oh man. Because man. Well, let's
Yeah,
close
my
out this
Dr. Motley
conversation.
Crue Dr. Feelgood album shirt. I had to get rid of it.
All right. But let's close out this conversation with a warning to this chick. Girlfriend, wherever you are right now, if you're listening to this, get some fucking help. Quit boozing it up every
Yeah, because
time you
Prince
go
Idol is
out.
not like carrying you back to your apartment if you're gonna throw up on his back.
Let alone throw up on the damn poker table.
Yeah, that's my first week in Vegas. That was crazy. I'll never
Mm,
forget that. That shit was crazy.
Stop. Quit. Lay up the booze, okay, girl? Like if you can't live without the booze, then you need help, girlfriend. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
Uh,
apparently the shots are for free. That's what I tell her. The shots are free, and she'll just say, "Hit me again,
That's
hit me again, hit me again,
that's the
hit me
thing.
again, hit
That's the
me again."
thing. Avoid the shots. That's what's gonna lead you to drink. That's how they tempt you Go to the bar and get more booze. Plain and simple. If the shots are free, that's good to get you started. That's how they do it.
It's out of control. Whatever. Like you just go there, sit. She literally sits at the counter and she just says, "Can I have another shot? Have another
Mhm.
shot. Have another shot. Have another shot. Have another shot."
Shot after shot, 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 shots.
Not
Please.
realizing these people not realizing she's using you guys, and they don't mind giving her shot after shot because they're just doing their job. But I was like, damn, y'all realize you're making her drunk. And they tell me that's the whole point. It's going to make her want to buy an actual drink. I said, she never buys a drink. You're just going to take a shot.
Exactly. That's the problem. You know what? It's
And then
time to
some
put your
dumb
foot down.
fuck who doesn't know her sometimes actually buys her a drink.
Well, obviously, oh yeah, we've seen these guys before. Now, yeah, let me tell you this little thing about some of these girls around the 20-something range. I remember this would occur a lot of times at some of these other clubs, like the Emerald Theater, as I mentioned earlier. They'll sometimes you'll be dancing by yourself, having a good time. These girls will approach you, go around you, try to mingle with you, blah blah blah, act all sexy around you, and next thing you know, boom, they ask you, "Can you buy me and my friend a drink?" That's how they do it. And I say, no, I'm not buying you a drink because I know how that's going to play out. Like they're going to tell the other girls, hey, this man will buy us all shots, buy us ladies shots, so we don't have to spend our money. And that's, boom, you're fucked in the ass because you got to buy all these shots for all these chicks who you know damn well you're not going to get into their pants later on in the evening. And like
Wow.
there was one time I was trying to get me something to drink at one of the bars at the Emerald, and this other kid was nearby. Is like looking at me like, "Where's mine, bitch? You got a job, don't you? It doesn't pay that well. Get your own, damn it." Well, get some water. Water's not good enough. Well, drink it anyways.
That's
There are,
crazy.
there are girls out there who would do that. One time at the City Club, there was this one woman who walked up to me and said, "Care to join me in a drink?" Okay, I'll see what this lady is all about there. So we walk up to the bar. She orders what she wants. I order what I want. And the bartender's looking at us and like, who's going to pay for these? I asked the woman, who's paying? She looks at me and says, you, pointing to me. I said, hell no, fuck you, and walked away.
Wow.
There are women out there who are deceitful like that. So we got to keep a lookout on
Sad.
them as well. I'm sure they have jobs. They have money income. They have their own stuff. Come on. Be on guard, guys. Stay safe,
Oh
kings. Bottom line.
God.
Yep,
Oh
unfortunately,
my God.
what happened now?
Wow. Wow.
What
This
she,
is
what she do now?
yeah. My friend says he has that video, bro. Esau has that. Thank God. Joshua said, no, that actually happened, bro. She actually does that. I said,
Of
oh
this
my
shake,
God. It's
of
funny how I
this.
mentioned it.
Yep.
It's funny how I mentioned it. And then the dude actually sends me a video where she actually did that. That's funny.
Which one? Was she barfed on the poker table?
No, the night going to the program table, he sends me the video.
Hmm. Was
That's
she threw
funny
up
as
on your
hell.
back? Or was she
No, no, no.
twerking
Hold
on
on, hold on, hold
with it?
on.
Which video is it?
I don't want to put it in Discord. I don't want to put it in Discord. I'll send it to you. I'll
Okay,
just
I
send it
see
to you
there.
on Messenger.
Okay, there.
So
And
that's the night.
this is the night that she was did she
Yeah, my first
barfed
night.
on your first
Yeah.
night there? Okay, it's on my okay there.
He,
And the
he
me
just he just he just gave me that video randomly because I told him I'm talking about it now on the show, and he just literally sent me that. And I said that is
let me
funny
look
as
on
fuck.
here. Mm.
Check your messenger, and you see why I said she didn't have no what you call it on. Now I see why. He said that's the reason
Oh,
why. She went to the club like that.
oh my
She
gosh.
went to the
Damn.
club like that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
She literally was
Oh
drunk.
my
She was
god.
drunk going.
Oh my gosh.
She literally, my friend said she was literally like that when she went into the club. She was already drunk.
Dude, man. And who took that photo? That took that video? Her or herself?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
wow. Oh
She was already
my
drunk. They
gosh.
was telling me you don't understand, bro. She was already drunk going.
Damn.
That's funny as fuck. I told that's funny. They said no, she already was
Damn.
already wasted. So that
Oh
wasn't her
man.
being
Oh
drunk when she
man.
got there. No, she was drunk way before she even walked into the fucking
Oh
place.
man. Oh man. Okay, so let's
Ain't that crazy? They're
it
now
is
telling me she was
crazy.
already drunk.
It's crazy there. Wow. Well,
But people do that though. They drink before they go out.
oh yeah, they will. There was a friend of mine who went out to this one girl who was underage. Well, not really underage. She was not 21 yet. She had to she requested the guy who drove her to go out to this liquor store, buy her some whatever is it called. Not too sure what it was, but she had to get that a Diet Coke and sip both of them in order to get buzzed before she entered the club. In fact, I'm sure you heard about this. I've mentioned this a couple times. The castle, the place that I go at on Saturday nights, they established a new rule. Those under 21 years of age are not allowed to come back in after they step outside the joint. You have to get back in the line, no matter how damn long it is, and pay the cover charge once again. And the reason they did that was because, to cut down all the kids running to their cars, stepping out, thinking they could get back in as long as they had that X on their hand, indicating as such they could go back to their cars, booze it up a little bit more. Either they have some kid that's over 21 to help them buy the booze. They drink in the car, so they have to drink in the bar, obviously, because they know they're not going to get any. So, and this is when they usually the catastrophe happens. Someone gets sick, they vomit all over the dance floor, or on the other table, like your what's her face did, or Amy, as we'll call her now. And it was,
That's
that's what,
crazy.
and next thing you know, boom, an ambulance gets called in, cop car shows up, and one of the first things that gets asked by the cops, why did you allow someone under 20 years of age to consume alcohol? This could cause the establishment to close down for how many weeks or a month or two, and the all employees inside there have to go without work for that amount of time, and boom. That's one thing the castle did not want happening. I remember at the Leland City Club in Detroit, there was a thing where you were not allowed to bring in any Sharpie markers because they will mark your hand with some word of the night if you're over 21 and an X if you're under. And what these kids will try to do is they would sneak in their markers of their own in their boots or socks or whatever, and they would wash off the X on their hand, put the word of the night on there so they could get alcohol. Remember, kids would
What?
yeah, this I remember hearing about this a couple times in the past. I remember, yes.
That's insane.
But then again, that's how these kids are. They feel the need to drink in order to experience the good things in life. They had to be buzzed, they had to be slosh, have a good time, blah blah blah. Because obviously they're shy underneath all that stuff, and they want to be that person that they see that's in charge, that's large, and blah blah blah. We see that so many times before. That's the thing. Some people feel the alcohol brings out the person that they want to be. Enough said.
That's insane.
It is insane, but it's a fact of life. Some people feel they got to be that person. All right, so we'll let that subject go until the next time. Yeah, I also sent you this in the messenger as well regarding some conditions that Sean Diddy Combs will now have to do when he gets out of prison 4 years from now.
Right.
As you're aware, he was sentenced to 50 months, 4 years in prison on the two interstate prostitution convictions. He now will face strict conditions after his release, according to court documents that was filed on Wednesday, this past Wednesday there. Combs will be under supervised release for 5 years. He will be required to attend regular meetings with his probation officer, refrain from drug use, with a drug test taken every 50 days after his release, and two periodic tests after that time frame. Now, the Grammy Women rapper and music mogul must participate in an outpatient program that includes testing, an outpatient mental health treatment program, and an approved program for domestic violence according to the 7-page filing. Remember when he did the Casa Ventura in that video from that hotel hallway? Who
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
dis-
Oh
who
yeah.
wasn't who was not fucking disgusted when they all saw that? Combs's probation officer will be allowed to drop in on him unannounced at any time. You could be the guy could be taking a toot on the dumper, and next you know, boom, hey Diddy, how's it going? It's me, your PO, checking coming in to check on you, or you could be taking a leak, and Diddy
Wow.
must live in a location approved by the probation department. He must submit to a search of himself as well as his property, residence, vehicle, papers, computers, and cell phones, but only when there is a reasonable suspicion that he has violated a condition of his release. Now, part of the agreement of his sentencing, he had to fork over his computers, his hard disk drives, and everything else, all the information concerning these freak off parties that he had in the past. You know, and here's something else. He
Go
cannot
ahead.
possess or own or get any access to any firearm, ammunition, any destructive device, or any dangerous weapons. He will be required to work at least 30 hours a week, and he is forbidden to communicate with anyone involved in criminal activity. Now, representatives for Mr. Combs did not immediately respond to a request for comment. They're keeping their mouth shut at this time. Now, we all know what he was found guilty of: 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. You know, bitch, to be getting all these male strippers and escorts in to be part of these freak off parties. It was known as the Mann Act, spelled MANN, a federal statute that outlaws moving someone across state lines for immoral purposes. He was acquitted on the more serious charges of course, racketeering conspiracies, sex trafficking. He pleaded not guilty and denied any wrongdoing, saying, "Oh, it was all consensual." They all say that. Now, he's already served more than a year behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. He has asked to serve out his sentence at a place in Fort Dix in New Jersey. Federal Correction Institution, a low security federal prison in that state, but the Bureau of Prisons must approve the request. Mm, wow. So basically, wants
Wow.
to serve his time in a in security prison with less guards, I guess you could say there. All right. So now it does not say what he actually serves his time. Let me look that up right
Wow.
now since we're on the subject here. Give me a couple of seconds here. When will Sean Diddy Combs start serving his 4 years? All right, there. Oh, really? He's already begun serving his sentence. He was sentenced, as we know, in October 3rd, 2025, this year, credited with 12 months of time served already. Therefore, he will not be serving his sentence at a later date. He is currently incarcerated at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. And over 4 years, he's going to be sentenced to. All right. All right,
Wow.
there. So he's already behind bars right now. And you said that possibly one of his sons is running Bad Boy Entertainment.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, let me look it up right there.
That's crazy.
Vehicles.
How that
Okay,
even happened.
who is currently running Bad Boy Records now that Diddy is in prison? It says here, let's say, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't say who's running the label now, but it just goes for the history of Bad Boy Records. You know what? Diddy founded it in 1993. He's the sole owner, has recently made headlines for returning music publishing rights to many of the artist labels, including Faith Evans, Maze, the estate of the notorious B.I.G. Now, there was, what about 112? They had this one hit song, like, what's it called? Too Close, if I remember it was called. And there was this one all white girl group on this label called Dream. Obviously, it was around the pop music explosion, catching in on the Destiny's Child and such. Also, Eden's Crush. They were big for a short period of time. Blah, blah, blah. And he still continues to run it. Now, I'm not
Wow.
too sure if he is allowed to operate Bad Boy Entertainment behind prison walls. That's interesting. Oh, wow. Now, it's also part of a larger company called Bad Boy Worldwide Entertainment, which includes other ventures like the Sean John clothing line and an advertising agency. I know that for a short while the Dirty South was a rage among the hip hop crowd. Lil Jon, the East Side Boys, Young Jock, all these landers out of ATLGA. There was a little division label called Bad Boy South that Young Jock was on for a while there. Remember that song, It's Going Down? Remember hearing that for a couple times around the year that it came out. I think it was in 2006 or 2005, I forget it was. It was played a lot, needless to say. But
Oh wow.
I'm not too sure if it's still functioning now since the craze died, the crunk craze died down like it did. Yeah. So now a lot of women out there who are involved with the Me Too movement, they have expressed their concern, as I mentioned a couple times, that he should have gotten more years behind bars. He should have gotten lot more years for the abuse that he inflicted on all these women and other people as well. And
I feel the same way, man.
it's like,
I feel
where
the
do you
same
think?
way.
What's kind of funny is that Marlon Suge Knight, the man behind Death Row Records, I meant to say, my bad. He was regarded as the main enemy. He was the one like who used intimidation, threats, violence to, get his message out. I mean, like, he wanted to know where Combs was at when he was in New York. I guess he wanted to go after Combs for being competition, as he said. What is he thinking right now as he hears this news? Is he smiling from ear to ear saying, ha ha, finally caught up to you, huh, bitch? Because at the Source Hip Hop Awards, he expressed it, how Diddy's always in his protege's videos, like he was with Notorious B.I.G. He was in the video for Danny D. Kane's song, what's it called? Damage, I think it was, for a brief few minutes towards the end. Remember Danny Kane with Aubrey O'Day? They were on his label as well. Yeah. Wow.
I want to
So
know what Jennifer Lopez has to say about all this. I
it's
mean, she's
interesting.
been silent through all of it.
It was what interesting you should mention that. You know what? They did date for a while. Let
Yeah,
me look
for a
that
really
up.
good
Let
while.
me look up and see what she has to say about the whole thing.
Because she went silent the
Jennifer
minute she got.
Lopez quotes on Diddy's conviction. Okay, today. And the AI over you. Now, it says here she has not commented publicly on the situation. This continues a pattern that she established of her avoiding the topic since the accusations gained gain interest. Now, you remember back they were dating briefly. She was in the video for All Around the World, which is a Diddy tune there from his album, No Way Out. And I guess there was that situation back around 1999. There was a shooting at this nightclub that they both were in. You know, Diddy was found not guilty of the charges of that, but that kind of like gave Lopez the exactly. She got the win of not to go out with this guy anymore if this is going to go down once again. So I think that's probably a big reason why she probably broke up with him, obviously, because of that.
Yeah.
Because when you date a rapper nowadays, you got to look out your shoulder left and right because there's always competition coming at you, threats coming at you from this angle, gunfire coming at you this angle there. I mean, like, look how much trouble that what's that rapper's name? Extentation Six. No, what's his name? Tsunami. What's his name? Tsunami 69, if I'm correct. The
Oh
one with
yeah.
the rainbow bright hair.
Cashio 6ix9ine, yeah, the 6ix9ine guy, the little clown looking rapper.
Yeah, with the uh with the rainbow pride hairdo that he
Yeah, six
has.
nine, the rapper 6ix9ine, yeah.
We'll call him
That
69.
guy, I hate that guy.
It's
I hate that guy. That guy is weird.
look how
That guy is just
there were
weird.
people. You remember he snitched on all these people while interrogated by police, and many people were saying, you know, like, oh man, his goose is cooked. They're going to go after him big time because the term snitches get stitches was used a lot of times there. Hell, remember there was a eyewitness to a shooting that Busta Rhymes was part of. I'm not sure Busta did the shooting, but it involved the Busta no matter what. But one of the people that was interrogated refused to give out any details. Why? It wasn't just to code to the streets, it was to protect his life. It seems that now hip
Crazy.
hop has now become one of the most dangerous music games in the world now, almost similar to the drug cartels. Because the hip hop I remember back in the early 80s was nothing like how it is now. Back then, rappers, when they had issues with one another, they fought with words like Kumo D and LL Cool J, for example. Nowadays, when they fight each other, it's usually with fists or with weapons. The fuck is going on here, man?
Really? Come on, guys. Leave it alone. They're texting me. He's at the lobby, still waiting on you. Leave me
What?
alone.
Who's texting you now?
Same dude, same dude, same. You know, she's still at the lobby waiting on you.
What's she saying? What's she saying to him?
Is Prince coming? And they're telling her
Oh
Prince is
my
probably in bed. He's probably in bed.
Prince is live with me, girl. We're doing a show together.
I don't say that, Earl, but then she's gonna want to fight you. Then I'll.
No, I got a solution to that. Next time she gets sloshed, bring in Bullfrog.
Oh Lord.
Have him do a street tease in front of her. That would sober her up within seconds, and that'll cause her not to drink anymore. That's
Yeah.
for
Oh shit.
sure.
Joe Crone will get a kick out of that. Joe Crone will get a
Oh
kick out of that.
man. Oh gosh.
I don't
Okay.
feel like watching someone drink at a fucking bar all night. That's just not what I want to do right now.
Nope. I'm not too
I mean,
sure.
we have great conversation, but then she starts slurring her words, and that's how I know, yeah, she's not with me no more.
She's not within any reality.
But we do have great conversations. I'll give her that. We have some fun
Mm.
conversations.
Yeah,
She's a
but
big rock music head herself. Her
mhm.
favorite band is Queen, actually.
Ah, really? I should bet she
Yeah,
probably checked out Queen with Adam Lambert, I'll bet you, a couple times.
I think so. I think so. But I
Hmm.
love talking to her about Freddie Mercury. But then, as soon as she starts saying Freddie, and I said, wait, why are you saying Freddie's name while slurring his name? I was like, yep, she's gone.
Yep, she boozing up, that's for shizzle. All right.
Sometimes I just wish she was drinking and have her like head hit the table, like, boom. That never
Mhm.
happens. She just goes completely fucking AWOL.
Oh gosh.
She gets
Well,
like very loud and rowdy. She's one
right.
of the loud types when she gets drunk.
Yep. Obviously, it's time for you, your landlord, to have a one-on-one with her to find out why she keeps doing this, and make sure there are no booze, no drinks in the any room that you have to sit down with, and make sure the door is locked. Because in the pretty soon she's going to need an intervention.
It even got to I remember it got to a point. uh, I'll give the viewers just one more story.
Hmm.
He basically wasn't even being touched, and security basically grabbed her arm, and she's telling the guy, "You're hurting me. You're hurting me. Where are you taking me?" And then went fully zombie mode on him. She
Oh, they're
goes,
going to say that no matter what. They're going to say that no matter a police officer grabs them to arrest them or detain them, they're going to start saying that you're hurting me, you're hurting me. If she starts saying I can't breathe, then she's uh, sh- if she starts
But
saying
here's the
that,
thing:
then
the
that's
officer was
stupid of
just
her.
trying to read her rights, and she's like, "You're hurting me." He's not even touching her, and then she starts screaming like a zombie, talking about.
Trying to build up that police brutality bullshit when it's not going to work. Try to use that against this officer. That's what she's
Like, I don't
trying
know
to
why
do.
she started acting like she's, the Walking Dead zombie when the officer started reading, her rights. That I thought was just like bizarre and funny at the same time.
And still, the girl needs to get some help. Bottom line, girl needs to get some help. Because
Man,
otherwise,
when the female officer comes, this is my least favorite. This is FYI to girls who get drunk. Wear some pants, wear some underwear, because when the female officer has to come and pat you down, it's not fair to them. They have to touch you all over. Yeah,
hmm,
it's not fair for them, even though it's their
uh,
job. I'm pretty sure an officer does not want to end their day hitting their hands in your butt.
and plus, keep in mind they don't want this girl that they're patting down to cry out sexual harassment or touchy feely stuff that could get the officer in trouble if she's
That's what
trying
I'm
to do
saying. These
that
females,
purposely.
they don't think, especially in Vegas, they don't think. They really
Yeah, no,
don't think.
and it's best to do what I do: stay single. Period. All right there. I think this concludes our show for this evening there, or this morning, I should say, since it's already after 1 a.m. Eastern over here. So
So
later, oh,
tomorrow,
you mean
do
tonight,
you have
actually?
a dark set ready to
Yes,
go?
yes, I do. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing the Dark Industrial Techno Set premiere. And like I said a couple of nights ago with YR. is all set to go. I'm gonna put out the details to get it set up shortly before I hit the hay. And of course, I invite everybody to drop on by, crank the volume up, and have a good time. Enough said.
Yes, sir.
All right, there. And this concludes our show for this evening, folks. Thank you for tuning in, each and every one of you. And don't
And
forget
I'll
to
keep you guys updated on my crazy
on this crazy
neighbor,
bitch.
like
On this,
Jesus.
all right, there. Yeah, keep us updated on this crazy bitch, okay, dude? All right, there.
She's not harmless to me, but she's annoying to me. I'll say that.
All right, there. But either way, she's crazy. All right, there. Especially when she's
Really
on
annoying.
the soft here. All right, so without any question, without any further ado, it's time to rat call the night. It's for myself, Prince Idol. We thank everybody for dropping by, checking out our program, and we'll see you next time, folks. Okay, everybody take
Yes, we
care.
will.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, the notification bell, and we'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody take care.